still planned. And on the foreign scene, Venezuela's government rejects a United Nations human rights report. Details of the news coming up shortly. My name is Ogochukwu Osai, and this is News Today. Beginning from the region, the Nigerian Copyright Commission, NCC, seizes pirated books worth over 5.7 million naira from schools in Enugu. Speaking during the operation, the Director NCC Enugu office, Mrs. Ngozi Okeke, says the exercise is part of the Commission's move to end piracy in Enugu. She added that the Commission is committed to ensuring that activities of piracy are reduced considerably in Enugu State and its environment. She further urged the public to support the Commission with credible information and that can enable them tackle the menace of piracy in the state. Moving on, the Enugu State Sustainable Development Goals Youth Volunteers embarks on a statewide cleanup exercise as part of the activities to mark the 2024 Cleanup Day. The event spans across all 17 local government areas of the state, with massive participation from volunteers and local residents, which was aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and hygiene across the state. Speaking on the success of the event, the focal person and SSA to the Governor on Sustainable Development Goals, Engineer Onine Akubilo Opalamma, emphasizes the importance of environmental sustainability and hygiene as a key component of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly sustainable cities and communities, climate action, clean water and sanitation. Away from that, Enugu State Police Command confirms a fire incident that occurred at Pinnacle Filling Station, Amwani Road, Enugu, in the morning hours of Friday, September 20th, 2024. According to a statement from the Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, the fire was immediately put out with the support of personnel of both federal and state fire services who promptly responded to the emergency situation. According to the PPRO, the Commissioner of Police, CP Kanayo Uzebu, who led police operatives to the scene, orders the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the state CID to conduct a full-scale investigation into the incident. In another news, the Abia State Independent Electoral Commission, ABISEC, has unveiled the timetable for the local government elections in the state, picking Saturday, November 2nd, as the date. ABSIC noted that the timetable is in line with the powers vested on the Commission under Part 2, Paragraph 4A of the 3rd Schedule of the 1999 Constitution as amended. According to the electoral body, which has Professor George Chima as the chairman, the election will mark a pivotal movement for grassroots governance in Abia State as political parties prepare to field their candidates across the state's local government areas. The Abia electoral body further explained that the local government election will be held on Saturday, November 2nd, 2024, while runoff elections, if applicable, will be held on Sunday, 3rd November 2024. And lastly, from the region, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, has embarked on a compassionate visit to Maiduguri to extend his heartfelt condolences to Borno State Governor Baba Gana Zulum in the wake of the catastrophic floods that has ravaged the region. He's been accompanied by the high-level delegation comprising officials from the Federal Ministry of Health, the Executive Director of the Primary Health Development Agency, and the representatives from the key organizations such as the World Health Organization, UNICEF, and the Emekofo Foundation. Seizing the opportunity, the governor pays a visit to the palace of the Shehu of Borno, who he extends prayers for the strength and solace of the affected individuals as they navigate the path to recovery. Recall that the collapse of the Alum Dam has left a trail of destruction displacing numerous families and plunging over 1 million individuals into turmoil. We'll take a short break now. When we return, more news today. Please stay.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibe and vibes only.
This Saturday, 21st September 2024, Afia is on the ballot. It's Nigeria Queen Saturday, with all-day coverage from Edo, Imo and Enugu states. Join us for all-day coverage on the Enugu and Imo local government elections as well as the Edo gubernatorial elections. Nigeria Queen Election Saturday, all day. Exclusive to Afia, DSTV Channel 254 and GoTV Channel 17.
Many thanks for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, this is News Today on Afia Television, reaching you live from Enugu State, Nigeria, and I am Ogochukwu Osai. Now, on the national front, President Bola Tinubu reassures Nigerians that his administrative primary focus is on driving real change in areas like infrastructure, food and energy security, education, and economic stability rather than personal gain. Speaking during a meeting with the Forum of Former Presiding Officers of the National Assembly, led by former Senate President Ken Nnamani, Tinubu makes it clear that he is committed to working for the benefit of the country. He also highlights the need for collaboration and inclusivity. Senator Ken Nnamani, speaking on behalf of the group, offers full support for his administration. The meeting marks the president's first official engagement with the former presiding officers since assuming office. Still on national news, the Committee on Consequential Adjustment in Salaries for Civil Servants agrees the new minimum wage will be implemented from the 29th of July 2024. This was stated in a memorandum of understanding issued at the end of the committee's meeting in Abuja on Friday. Didi Walsinjak, the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, notes the government considers the economic situation in the country before making its decisions. She also recommends the wage award, which was discontinued by the federal government and should be paid until July 28, 2024. Moving on, the chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukayode, hands over 5,100 euros proceeds of crime to Spanish ambassador to Nigeria, Joan Cell. The EFCC, in a collaboration with the Spanish police, recovered the sum from a Nigerian romance fraudster from a Spanish victim, Hennis Uchman. Ola Olukayode says the borderless nature of internet crimes makes collaboration and partnership among countries and law enforcement agencies essential. The Spanish ambassador to Nigeria, Joan Cell, lauds the collaboration of two countries with its success as the end result. Now moving on to business news, the presidency debunks claims of delayed coupon payment on saving bonds, saying all financial obligations are being met on schedule. This is a swift response to a recent online boomerang report alleging the federal government's failure to make timely coupon payment on the two saving bonds, citing system and proceeding issues as the cause for the delay. Bloomberg's article claims this is the second of such delay in 2 months involving coupon payment on 2 and 3 years debt sold in June, totaling 4.2 billion naira. Meanwhile, the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy to the President, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, challenges the consistency of the Bloomberg's report. Still on the national front, the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission Limited, NNPC, begins discussion with investors to bring back 2 liquefied natural gas projects, BRAS and Olokala NG's project. NNPC's Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Umar Ajia, discloses this on the sidelines of the ongoing 2024 Gas Technology Conference and Exhibition in Houston, United States. Describing NNPC Limited as a commercially driven economy which recognizes timely project development and execution, he explains there are abundant gas resources in many parts of the world, and the earlier Nigeria makes smarter decisions to bring partners to the table, the better. Meanwhile, BRAS LNG and Olokala LNG are 2 LNG projects with the potential of manifold economic benefits for the country, which include job creation, power generation, revenue generation, and economic diversification. Moving on to business news, the federal government signs a memorandum of understanding with the builders of Ajokuta steel plant, Messer Chrome Exports, for the rehabilitation, completion, and operation of plants, and the National Iron Ore Mining Company. A statement by the ministry spokesperson Salamatu Jibiniya notes the Minister of Steel Development, Shaibu Awudu, signs the agreement on behalf of the government in Moscow. The Russian syndicate pledged to meet the expectation of the MOU with the Nigerian government. And recall that the Ajokuta Integrated Steel Complex, conceived in 1979, was developed to establish a metallurgical process plant alongside an engineering complex and various auxiliary facilities. It's time for another short break. When we return, more on News Today. Please stay.
This Saturday, 21st September 2024, Afia is on the ballot. It's Nigeria Queen Saturday, with all-day coverage from Edo, Imo, and Enugu states. Join us for all-day coverage on the Enugu and Imo local government elections, as well as the Edo gubernatorial elections. Nigeria Queen Election Saturday, all day. Exclusive to Afia, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Join us on Gyno Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breast size. Breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
welcome to the latest and most amazing show on here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did single.
For real? You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check is 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibes and vibes only.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
Welcome back. This is still News Today on Afia Television, and I am Ogochukwu Osai. Now to the foreign scene. A U.S. Secret Service probe found communication gaps and lack of diligence ahead of the July attempted assassination of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump at Butler, Pennsylvania rally. According Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe disclosed there was complacency on the part of some agents that led to a breach of security protocols, adding that agency employees will be held accountable. Rowe defended the Secret Service action in a separate apparent assassination attempt against Trump at his Florida club group on Sunday. Recall that the assassination attempt against Trump at the July 13 rally led to widespread of criticism of the Secret Service and the resignation of its former director. Now, in the meantime, Venezuela's government has rejected a United Nations human rights report criticizing repression of political opponents and children in the wake of contested elections, saying it is a sign of cohesion against the state. The government, in a statement, noted that the shameful mission persistence is a clear sign of the erratic drift led by the UN's system institutions, which are increasingly misplaced in their functions and turning into instruments of cohesion and blackmail against people and sovereign governments. Meanwhile, a UN fact-finding mission on human rights violations presented the report to the Human Rights Council in Geneva, in which it said the Venezuelan state is using more violent methods to repress political opponents and dissidents after the disputed July 28 votes. Finally, from international front, a top Hezbollah military command is reportedly killed in an Israeli airstrike on the Lebanese capital Beirut, in a major escalation that has added to fears of all-out war. Hezbollah confirmed Ibrahim Aqil's death after Israel said he was one of the several senior Hezbollah figures killed in the strike. In a statement, Israel Defense Force spokesperson Daniel Hagari said Aqil, a senior commander in Hezbollah elite Radwan force, was killed along senior operatives in the group's operations staff and other Rwandan commanders. Meanwhile, Lebanese officials said at least 14 people were killed and dozens injured in the strike that hit the densely populated Deheya area, a stronghold of the Iran-backed group in the city's southern suburbs. Now, moving on to the world of sports, the Ministry of Sports Development has set up a 7-man investigative committee to look into the embarrassing controversies that put Nigeria in bad light during the 2024 Olympic Games in France. The Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, insists he will do everything in making sure the architects of the embarrassment at the Olympic Games do not go scot-free. In a press statement signed by the Director of Press, Ministry of Sport, the ministry announced the 7-man committee, which will be inaugurated soon. Top on the list of the embarrassing moments are Favor omission from participating in the 100-meter race, and Ese Upesiranye, a Nigerian cyclist who had to borrow a bicycle from the German colleagues to compete in the 2024 Paris Olympics. The primary objective of the panel of inquiry is to investigate and name those who are responsible for the athletes' numerous challenges, including administrative lapses and poor technical decisions which contributed to their woeful performance. Lastly, from the exciting world of sports, the official dates for the Super Eagles 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifying fixtures against Libya have been fixed. The Super Eagles will host the Mediterranean Knights in a match day 3 encounter at Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, on Friday, the 11th of October. Both teams will clash in a match day 4 encounter 4 days later in Tripoli, as Nigeria sit atop Group D with 4 points from 2 games. Meanwhile, Libya occupied the bottom spot in the group with 1 point from the same number of games. Now to end the news, a recap of the top stories. NCC has seized pirated books from schools in Enugu. In Abuja, Tinubu has reassured Nigerians that his administration's primary focus is on driving real change. On business news, federal government has signed a memorandum of understanding with builders of the Ajokuta steel plant. He also heard from the foreign saying that Venezuela's government has rejected a United Nations human rights report. That's the size of our package this afternoon. Many thanks for staying through. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms at Afia TV Official. I am Ogochukwu Osai. Stay tuned as Nigeria Queen Saturday election continues.
This Saturday, 21st September 2024, Afia is on the ballot. It's Nigeria Queen Saturday, with all-day coverage from Edo, Imo and Enugu states. Join us for all-day coverage on the Enugu and Imo local government elections as well as the Edo gubernatorial elections. Nigeria Queen Election Saturday, all day. Exclusive to Afia, DSTV Channel 254 and GoTV Channel 17.
What are your thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence. You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
join us on Ghana Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254, and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breastfeeding. The frequency of breastfeeding means the approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on your ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did single.
For real.
You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do.